initially made landfall at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and since then conditions here have drastically worsened. Sheets of rain are pounding down on us, and the wind is making it difficult to stand at times. We have watched massive palm trees like the one behind me topple over. These conditions far worse than many anticipated when they decided to stay.
Hurricane Harvey pelted the Texas coastline with rain and whipping winds. In just 56 hours, Harvey grew from an unnamed storm to a life-threatening hurricane. This SUV was abandoned in Corpus Christi, partially submerged by storm surge. Fierce winds toppled the golden arches at this McDonald's in Galveston. And this business left a message for the monster storm. Gulf Coast residents were urged to pack up and leave, even if their area wasn't under mandatory evacuation.
We just couldn't risk it. We couldn't risk it flooding.
Samantha Burton decided to hunker down.
Having to uproot the children and leaving our home, and taking our animals and everything would have just been really hard.
Governor Greg Abbott visited a storm shelter in San Antonio where evacuees are given meals and a place to sleep.
The most important thing that you can do is to safeguard your own life.
First responders say they're prepared to come out here and answer calls for help, but at some point it may be too dangerous to risk more lives.
Harvey could swamp counties 100 miles inland, causing catastrophic flooding in Houston, home to more than 2 million people.
We are predicting an extreme event here with rainfall totals of 24 to 35, 36 inches of rain.
The storm has already impacted oil and gas production, and hurricane researchers warn the economic fallout and damage from Harvey could be on par with Hurricane Katrina.
President Trump has declared a major disaster here in Texas and ordered federal funding to go along with state and local recovery efforts, which will surely be needed given the severity of this monster storm that continues to get worse. I'm Weijia Jiang in Corpus Christi, Texas. Now back to you.
Weijia, thank you. Our complete coverage continues now with Bob Turk tracking Hurricane Harvey's path in the First Warning Weather Center. Bob?
All right, we take a look at radar. The wide scan, you can see where the rain's extended up just about just west of New Orleans. Houston now, some tornado warnings around the Houston area. Let's zoom in real close. You can see exactly where the eye is, sitting right on the coast near a place called Rockport. Actually came ashore between Aransas Pass and Port O'Connor just a few minutes ago. The eye, by the way, as far as how wide that eye is, let's take a look at it. Right there, the eye is about 17 miles across. Now, Corpus Christi, where Weijia is actually just south of the strongest bands of wind, which really extend out around 40 miles from the eye. So they're just a little further south. They're getting some tropical storm force winds, probably 50, 60 miles an hour. But the worst is right around the core of the eye, right through there. And that will continue as the storm continues to move off to the northwest, very, very slowly. And in fact, the fact that it's moving so slowly, only 6, 7 miles an hour, means it's going to stay there for several days. In fact, several of the models actually have it coming back into the Gulf of Mexico. It can even re-energize itself. Now, eventually, it'll get down to a tropical storm force winds under 74 miles an hour, but it can even regenerate. Now, you see the models showing exactly where it came ashore, and some of the models have it looping back again. Several of them now have it coming back, perhaps into the Gulf of Mexico over the next 3 to 4 or 5 days. Meteorologist Tim Williams has a close look at the likely effects of this monster storm. Tim?
Well, there are several problems with this storm. One, of course, is the fact that it is so large and is moving onto land, and it is not going to be moving very much. Little steering current, meaning that there is no front, no other weather system that's going to help to move it along. So it's going to stall potentially right near Texas with some life-threatening floods. A lot of rain in a short bit of time, and then actually extended right on through the weekend. Precipitation amounts could exceed 20 inches with this system. So not only do we have flooding, we have a storm surge that could exceed 12 feet, and that is through the weekend. So this is a system that's going to take a while to lose its impact over Texas. Back over to you.
And stay with WJZ for the latest on Hurricane Harvey. We will continue to track the powerful storm's path and bring you the latest when and as it continues to make landfall.